Okay, so we're back. It's quite late in the evening. I had to pick my wife up at the airport this late this evening. But I'm going to go ahead and give the final exam. Just some tips on the areas from which the exam will come from. So let's make haste with this. Uh, in chapter 10 on modern world system and colonialism, make sure you touch base with the European age of discovery. What were some of the characteristics and timelines? The importance of sugar production in Europe. Um, Also, the difference between the British system and the French system of colonialism. They differed in what respects. Also, the definition of capitalism and the nature of capitalism. And I'll give a bit of that chapter, all things world systems theory that we've covered. Uh, Make sure you know all things about everything about the world systems theory that's in the chapter. Karl Marx, especially his class structure within early capitalist society. Um, Studying the post-communist era, post-communist societies, for example, post-communism in Russia, the post-Soviet Union. Modern colonialism. What is modern colonialism? Neoliberalism, aspects of neoliberalism. Indigenous peoples. Also focus on the domestic system of production, and this is kind of important in looking at the early French domestic system of production, uh, which was before the rise of capitalist production. Post-colonialism. What is post-colonialism? So those are major areas that the exam will come from. Uh, I'm sorry for that chapter. The last chapter of the exam, chapter 11, race and ethnicity. Be able to define what is a minority group. What is a minority group? Also, the author Kotek gives 3 examples of how race is socially constructed in 3 societies. So how is it constructed in the United States? How is it constructed in Brazil and Japan? And when you're studying the Japanese system, they talk about the Byakuren people. Make sure you touch base with the Byakuren in Japan. That's a group of people that are discriminated against. Imagine communities. That concept. What's that dealing with? Also, certainly be able to define and distinguish between race and ethnicity. Concept of assimilation, prejudice and discrimination. Make sure you touch base with all concepts dealing with prejudice and discrimination. What is the concept of multiculturalism? And so, in fine, those are the main areas. Again, it's not the questions, but it's the areas from which questions will be derived in the 2 chapters. So go ahead and keep studying. By tomorrow late in the afternoon, I will have the final exam opened and ready, and that'll run until Tuesday at noon. And by Tuesday at noon, I will cut it off, and I'll should have your papers by that time. Make sure you have your papers in, because I have to turn in those grades by Wednesday. And so later in the afternoon on Tuesday, I will be formulating your final grades. So they will be done by sometime late Tuesday. So everything has to be in by noon Tuesday, the paper and the final exam. And then from there, I'll have your final grades by late that afternoon. And I do hope to be able to get up one more lecture video. I have a few more things to say about the chapter on race and ethnicity. Of course, you know what to study for the exam. And also, please, don't let your guard down on those last discussions that I have. Those are the last. But please engage them as you have before, because they still count points. So make sure that you touch base with those videos and give your responses to them. Okay, so you'll see me at least one more time before we say goodbye. And it's been a great class, and I've enjoyed our time together. So I'll see you tomorrow. Okay.